about you were fired because of how you handled the email investigation is melting away. You were fired because of the Russia investigation.
That's Jim Comey last night with ABC News' George Stephanopoulos. John Cohen joins us, ABC News consultant, former counterterrorism expert, and coordinator with the Department of Homeland Security. John Cohen, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
What are your thoughts as you watch this food fight between the president and the former head of the FBI?
Well, I think that's an interesting choice of terms, food fight. I found that, the interview interesting, not earth-shattering. But what's most disturbing to me, again, is somebody who has worked for Republicans and Democrats, who's focused, most of his career on homeland security and law enforcement issues, national security issues. The way we have divided on this issue, if you are a supporter of the president's everything Russia, everything Comey is a lie and wrong, and if you are not a supporter of the president, everything is true. The bottom line here from a security perspective is Russia has and continues to seek to destabilize this country and undermine credibility in our government. And the partisan fighting that's taking place right now over that issue leaves us unprepared to deal with that threat.
So you're saying we are doing exactly what Russia wanted us to do?
Oh, the Russian government is dancing in the halls every single day. We have played into their strategy completely. And, whether it's the hyper-polarized nature of our political discourse on a day-to-day basis or whether it's food fights, as you said, such as this, Russia seeks to undermine the confidence in our government both here and abroad. They've done that. They seek to destabilize our country by sowing discord. They've done that. They seek to undermine or influence our relationships with the European Union, Western European countries more broadly, and our NATO allies. They've done that. And so through their influence and propaganda campaign, which has been going on for multiple years, which included their efforts as it relates to this election, they are achieving their goals.
There are people out there, John Cohen, who say they don't understand what James Comey said last night. It's just bizarre that Donald Trump so wants to be Vladimir Putin's friend. It just doesn't make any sense from the biggest foreign policy experts on down. It just doesn't make any sense.
I think that's right, but I think, this is one of those issues, as with most security or threat issues, that aren't always clear and easily understood. There's a lot of nuance. So take the underlying investigation by the special counsel. What was what type of relationship, if any, existed between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians? We know that the Russians engaged in a sophisticated and comprehensive effort that included seeking to undermine our election and influence our election. We know that because people have been indicted. We also know that there's been a pattern of unusual interactions between individuals associated with the Trump campaign and people who have very strong connections with Russia. We know that there is an unusual pattern of business relationships between Russian oligarchs that are close to the campaign, close to the Kremlin, and individuals who at certain points in time carried on key roles within the campaign. Now, does that mean that President Trump had some type of direct relationship and his campaign had a direct relationship with the Russians? We don't know that. And that's what the investigation is for. And there could be interactions that were either unwitting or did not arise to the level of a crime, which could occur. And that's what the investigators have been looking at. That's what they need to look at. And we need to allow them to answer those questions so we know what happened and we can protect against it in the future.
John Cohen, ABC News consultant and former counterterrorism coordinator at the Department of Homeland Security. Always a go-to guy for us. John, thank you for your time.